I'm gonna ask you to tell me the definition of autism. Would you tell me that it's a mental condition, give opinions about autism, or say something else? If you're gonna ask me, these last nearly 4 weeks of bullshit should probably replace whatever the definition of that word is over at Oxford. As you may have probably seen at this point, a lot went down over the last few days. 2 years ago, as a rewrite of an old script regarding the entire situation that I found myself in regards to the Slackjawed community. What used to be the Slackjawed YouTube channel was, to say it exactly as it was, in a content drought for the last 2 months, due to the leads Airbag and Ham being away and Slackjawed leaving for the US Air Force prior. Though Ham was still active in the server, there was no communication, and dead silence for the most part on Airbag's side. But that was assumed to be due to Airbag focusing more on his exams and studies, and considering other British mutual of ours were also occupied with that during the same time, this was probably true. However, we have learned that shit went deeper than just that, especially once Airbag came back from his break. Airbag and Slack have been in contact for probably the whole time, and it's most likely that Slack wasn't even in the US Air Force, considering he's popped up before with alt accounts. Now, in his own words, by either March or April, he was off to the Air Force, but the dude kept coming back to join voice chats, even during May, and also didn't show any proof he actually was in the Air Force, claiming that we didn't need to know. Despite the only proof that we were really asking for was a picture of anything that could prove he was in the Air Force. Like a picture of military clothing, gun, bullshit like that. Now, Slack has gone so far to claim I've threatened him with personal information, such as his fucking docs. I gotta reiterate that I have not, and no one else has. When we were informed of some things in Slack's Space Station 13 past that alleged he wasn't the most honest individual, DMs and pictures that were given to me as evidence of that include an IP address. I went, checked where an IP led to, and had led to the US county that Slack lives in. Way before all of this shit, I was already aware of the rough area where Slack lives, due to the fact he told my ass directly via a voice chat in which county he lives in. So, when I brought it up in private, he freaked out and thought I was threatening him, despite there being literally nothing to even indicate a threat if you take the earlier mentioned self-docs to me into consideration. During said freakout, he hilariously claimed that I was his friend, yet was going behind my back with Airbag about throwing me and my mates under the higher areas of the server, those being the ones associated with video making. Ghosted me during that time too, and then claiming no one reached out to him, despite the fact I have done so a day after the then somewhat infamous Paradox Knows video dropped. Consider the fact that Alfred, Baron, and myself are those who brought all of the info on Cass/Picola to Slack's attention when that fucking TNO drama broke out in February of 2021. Had Slack and or Airbag any plans or ideas to make a new video on that pedo? We wanted to be involved. With all this he said, she said bullshit, I haven't even mentioned Slack telling us that Airbag wanted to take over the channel and community for himself. We don't know why this was going on, and considering it's 2023 as I re-record this script, there will probably never be answers since Airbag didn't give us any serious answers then, tried to put words in others' mouths, or even more idiotically wanted to troll people by claiming Slack as a pedo who groomed a 16-year-old Airbag. I'm gonna reel this back into the earlier SS-13 allegations. We were brought to the attention of his days in Space Station 13, and what he did there by someone who investigated Slack's past in SS-13. All we got shown was that Slack is a narcissist, a pathological liar, and someone who falsely accused people of being pedophiles. We also learned of the actually confirmed pedos that Slack dealt with way before Hoi 4, but not much more is known about any other accused pedos. Now, to Airbag's videos. This started when Airbag posted a video called State of Affairs on the Slackjawed YouTube channel. it was a bunch of letters being flashed on screen and read up by a TTS bot. It was clearly some ARG stunt and annoyed most people. Only one of the 4 videos he released is actually important, that being the last video, which was Slack's entire spiel about how IIP grabbed and threatened him with personal information. What I earlier showed to be a whole pile of horseshit. In the same video, the dude said he'll be leaving for good, which, well, considering everything, meant he'll probably lurk around and try to continue to fuck around. As it stands right now, the current status lies like this. Slackjawed and Airbag have gone under. Both the YouTube channels and Discord accounts are deleted. As of 2023, none of them have ever shown any signs of life again. Slack's case in particular I find personally strange, because, well, no one told him to do so. And quite frankly, it just shot himself in the foot. Though some people have, at least to my knowledge, already went ahead and re-uploaded a good bunch of Slack's videos. And I should probably also mention that despite all of this, I don't have interest in or want anyone witch hunting any of the 3 dudes, like I mentioned earlier. I wanted to move on from this shit back then, and I want to move on from it now. That is everything that's gone down. This is a script from 2021, and I cleaned it up to summarize it better. If there's any more questions, if there's any more answers you guys need, don't ask me. As I have absolutely no intention of ever coming back to any Slackjawed community, leftovers, remnants, or any of that bullshit. I am done.
Now like that! Stick some iron in your mouth and pull the trigger!